Hey everyone, and welcome back to At the Table, the show that asks you to pull out your chairs, get your TTRPG books, and join us at the table. Before we go into our first ever unboxing, super stoked, and hope you guys are too, because I haven't even opened the thing yet. We're going to do a quick introduction so you get to know who these two faces are. Let's start, of course, with, as always, Mr. Michael Powell. Tell them who you are and where they can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
As always, I am the dastardly, dashing Michael Powell, and you can find me all over the internet on my social medias, which is at Mr. Kapow. That's MRKAPAO. And how about you, PJ?
My name is PJ McGaw. You can find me all over the internet at pj.mcgaw, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Come find me, come friend me, and let's have fun. Without further ado, because I'm really excited, we're going to be talking about the Humble Bundle book bundle from Starfinder that Paizo put out a little while ago. This is, of course, for charity. First and foremost, I want to say it again. This is a Humble Bundle for charity. So if you like anything that we're about to open up, all the really cool, crazy things you're going to get, know that the money you spend on this will be going to a charity. And that charity is, I believe, I want to make sure I got this right. I'm on the page right now trying to figure it out. Yeah. It's definitely there. I want to say it's for Child's Play.
Oh, yeah. That's a great charity. That's a great charity. And can I also add something, PJ?
Of course, of course.
Can I just say, I love Humble Bundle. You do not know how much money I have spent on Humble Bundle. And for those of you who don't know, Humble Bundle is basically every few weeks or so, they have a bundle of either games, programs, even music, manga, books, whatever, and you can get it all for a low price. Like, I believe the Humble Bundle for the Starfinder thing is somewhere around the $700-ish range. And and how much is like the minimum to get everything, PJ?
So the thing that I got the full spectrum, right? There's 4 tiers that you could spend, as little as $5 and as big as $50. So you're only spending $50 for what's easily $500, $750 of content or more. So is this a good deal? Yeah, it's probably the best deal you're ever going to find for this.
Definitely.
Now.
And can I also add, previously, Paizo has done Humble Bundles before, and they have done like the Pathfinder Humble Bundles where I think one of them was you got the core rule book, and another one was, I kind of want to say, was it the Bestiary?
I want to say I've seen the core rule book, the GM guidebook, and I think the first two Bestiaries. So if you're playing Pathfinder at home and you want to have like all of this amazing content in digital form, I want to say, because I have the core rulebook and the advanced rulebook, and I want to say the core is like $40 to $50, and the advanced is somewhere like $30 to $40. Yeah. But if you want to get like 5 of those books for the price of 1.5, it's pretty good, pretty freaking good.
Such a good deal, yeah. And the fact that honestly, it goes to a good cause.
Yeah, I mean, this is helping kids with cancer and I mean everything under the sun. That being said, we're gonna be opening up this Humble Bundle. You can see here it's the physical copy that arrived. There's the Paizo logo, so it's from Paizo's distributor directly. And this is about Starfinder. Now, if you know Pathfinder, you know that it's a really awesome fantasy game with a lot of dark themes, and a lot of customization, and a lot of fun and really cool lore you can sink your teeth in. And no lack of imagination. So what is Starfinder? Starfinder is 100% Pathfinder in space. It's the same world. It's the same universe. It's the same ancestries. And sometimes it's the same classes. However, you can't always have the same things. Sometimes they have to be a little specialized. This also offers brand new ancestries, brand new spells, powers, classes that exist only and can only ever exist in the Starfinder universe. Do you want to be a paladin with a laser sword? Guess what, Jedi? You can. Do you want to be someone, you want to be like a giant lizard dude that runs around in an Iron Man suit and blows crap up? It's called the Soldier. It's day one stuff. It's the best.
Hey, PJ, first of all, I just want to say I'm excited for this, mainly for the fact that I don't know too much about Starfinder. I've personally, I have never played the game, but I have checked it out on the archives of Nethys. Really cool
Mm-hmm.
stuff. For those of you who don't, for those of the audience who don't know, can you give us a really quick pitch of Starfinder? Like a really quick, what's there to know about? What's the difference of Pathfinder and Starfinder?
Okay, so let's first kind of set the scene. It's about 2016, 2017. Pathfinder 1 has been kicking butt for about a decade now, give or take. And D&D 5e is out, and things are kind of, they're kind of tumultuous. The new 5e is out, and Paizo is working on two new major projects, a space project and what would become Pathfinder 2e. Now, so you're in this middle ground with Starfinder. It kind of borrows the same idea of a BAB, for lack of a better word, that 3.5 in Pathfinder 1 had. A static number, depending on your level, that you used to hit people with. And that has a whole bunch of other cool stuff. Like, as early as level 1, you can do as many multi-attacks as you want, but you're stacking penalties. You have laser swords. You have laser guns. You have androids. You have little mouse people that can build drones. And the story basically is that people on Galarian, and the planet they're on, eventually find a way to go to space. Not only go to space, but travel, for lack of a better word, the warp, if you will. And it's like, I want to say it's 4,000+ years into the future. And while planets still have inhabitants on them, everyone's mostly in space. The Pathfinder Society is now this major hub. Absalom is now a space station. The Hell Knights are basically this horribly oppressive, think like Klingons with less honor. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Or I mean, it's almost directly from the Warhammer 40K universe. The Hell Knights are basically Space Marines, in a good way. And the warp is crazy because every time you go to warp drive, I think the lore states that you basically pull apart and destroy a piece of the multiverse. So every time you fast travel, some little sector in the plane of fire just destroys.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like, if you know that metagame, it's like, why would I ever warp knowing that eventually I'm going to cause a multiversal catastrophe? And that may be a storyline that comes out as well. So you're going through spaceships with laser guns, and you're opening treasure chests and dismantling traps and fighting organic hive dragons. And it's every bit of fantasy meets every bit of sci-fi you ever wanted. And the new classes for this universe are very, very unique and very intriguing.
Can I ask? You mentioned all this stuff, but what about the planet? A certain planet, a planet called Galarian.
What about Galarian?
Well, I will admit this. I read this. What happened to the planet?
Oh gosh, I forgot. I want to say, because I know the whole Starfall event that happened thousands of years ago in Galarian fantasy is kind of what started the gods and magic and everything. And I want to say something else happened, like another star fell and almost destroyed it.
Can I
Oh,
say
please.
what happened to it? Because that's
Yes.
one of the parts I did read.
Please share with the class.
Apparently, Galarian, nobody knows what happened to it. It's gone.
Oh, it blanked out entirely.
Yeah. At least that's what I read.
Yeah.
I think it was on some wiki or something.
They may have. I mean, the lore has been changing a lot in the four and a half years this system has been released. I don't think they've ever retconned anything, but they're definitely exploring the storytelling of a fantasy and science fiction universe. And what's cool is that if you don't like the new stuff, like if you don't like the Solarian, which is a dope character class, it's basically what happens if a monk starts worshiping space stars and gets superpowers based on the stars he worships. It's so cool. But if that's not your speed, you can just take Pathfinder 1 classes and translate them over to this hyper-tech place. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, really quick, jumping into chat. Okay, the Tyrannosaurus Rex?
The Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Tyrannosaurus Rex posted, "Y'all so cute. Aw, you cute too." Also,
Thank you, cutie.
Adam Jenner posted, they did two Pathfinder 2nd Edition Humble Bundles. One had the Age of Ashes AP, and the second one had the Extinction Curse. And
That's right.
the Extinction Curse was the one that mostly had Lost Omen source books. And also, he posted, I felt like Starfinder was basically Paizo testing their ideas for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and I love that.
Yes, in a lot of ways, this is very true. And when we do crack open this bad boy and look at it, you're going to see exactly what they pulled over from Starfinder. I don't want to say what it is right now. I feel like that'll, for those that haven't played Starfinder, it'll remove the surprise.
And Adam Generator also posted, yeah, Galarian just disappeared. Not even the gods know what happened.
Yeah, which I think is kind of interesting because, like, in a setting where they're in space and they're finding all new entities, like the gods still play a big part. And also, yeah, it's a little confusing. I know all the organizations, every part of the lore and iconography still exists. It's just been spaceized. Oh, how can I forget? There's also a crazy badass race of like space zombies. It's so cool.
So kind of like
Uniform Collective.
So kind of like the Necron from that Number K game.
It's kind of like the Necrons from 40K, I think, because they have spaceships, and the spaceships run on brains. Not all of them, but I think some do. There's a lot of brain stuff going on there. But they are flesh and blood zombies, if I recall. Adam Generator, I love you, man. I know you got my back. Please correct me if I'm wrong. That being said, why don't we open up this bad boy here and see? Now, I do want to say the Humble Bundle isn't just this amazing box. This is just the beginner's box. If you get the $50 highest tier, you get the bundle box here, the beginner box. You also get, hold on, I had to open this in a separate file. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Not done yet. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 30. You get over, I'm going to say over 40 different digital files. You're getting war maps, flip tiles. You're getting maps for general areas and specific areas. You're being given character sheets, core rule books, compendiums, expansions. You're getting DM guides or GM guides. You're getting monster books. You are getting pawns. You are getting over 50 files of digital content that you can basically get and start playing for the next 5 years your own Starfinder campaign from beginning to end. Wow. And then on top of that, on top of all 50 of those different like files, you get this bad boy. So,
and today's the last day, right?
I believe so. I believe it's been extended to the end of today. So if you really want to get your own Starfinder group up and going, you go to Humble Bundle, and then you buy the code, and then you get it, and you're getting flip maps for the Cantina, the Ghost Ship, a jungle world, an urban sprawl, a space station. You're even getting your own GM screen that you can print out and put in like a little folder, so you don't have to do it all digitally. You're getting so crazy other stuff you're getting here. You're getting the First Contact PDF, which I believe is more alien races for you to customize your teams with. You're getting a tech dungeon. You're getting the Fire Starters of Dawn. Oh, you're getting an entire adventure path, all 6 parts. The Dawn of Flame, which is a really cool story about, I'm not going to spoil it. It's a star epic. Let's see. You're also getting the Skitters, which are an adorable group of like little fuzzy dudes with like 6 arms. They're so cute. And a lot of Skitter stuff. So like if you like goblins, you're going to love Skitters. Boy, what else? Oh, you're also getting the intro to the Year of the Data Scourge, which is one of their new big meta plots happening not only in the Starfinder Society, but the overall Starfinder universe of adventure paths. So I'm exhausted telling you all that stuff, and that's just the downloaded files before you get this delivered to your home. It's a lot. It's a lot. So get it and start your own Starfinder adventure and show the galaxy that Paladins still kick ass. That's my bias.
But you know what? Let's stop talking and let's just bust it open.
Let's rip open the box. I'm so excited. I've literally had this box for like a week or so, and I've just stared at it with anticipation. And okay, here we go. And we're gonna cut this, and then you're having to see this way below the camera, so sorry about that. Hey, no,
Careful
we don't
with
put
those
sharp.
scissors. Careful
We
with those
don't put.
scissors.
I was a Boy Scout for like 3 years, and not only was I terrible at tying knots, but I was bad at. I mean, I was great at knife safety for everyone else. For me, though, I was not that great. So first of all, we have this lovely bag. You can tell that this is made of a very lovely material, and only pops a little bit.
Oh, there we go. That's a good pop.
Weak pop. And this is what is inside. We get the beginner box. By the way, this is really dope because this kind of functions like a board game, but the rules of the board game are exactly how you'd play Starfinder. You can even see on the back here that this is for ages 13 up. 2 to 7 players can play this campaign. And the entire time it should take to play this is about an hour. So it's still a one-shot, basically. But everything you need is kept in a board game format. So you can put this on your wall and take it off and play it whenever you want to. Get your friends together, pre-made characters. Let's see. Not a 96-page Hero's Handbook detailing character creation and general rules for playing the game. So they're not pre-mades. You get to make up your own. Game Master's Guide, so of course you can GM whatever you want to. My cat has come here. I don't know what you want from me, Simon. A complete set. 7 polyhedral dice. We're going to crack up this boy later and look at those dice because the goblin in me loves rocks.
Click, clack, math rocks.
Click, clackety, math rockety. More than 80 full-color pawns. And here's the cool thing. Say you've been a GM of Starfinder for a long time. And this box is like, okay, it's kind of nice. Your players aren't vibing. You're still getting material that you can use at your home game. 80 pawns, 7 dice, books to help people make characters fast, 24 plastic pawn bases, so you can put 24 creatures on the board at one time, 6 pre-generated characters if you want it, 6 blank character sheets, which everyone needs, 6 player aid cards for quick rules references. Okay, now this game is awesome. This game also has a lot of heavy rules. So the fact that they have 6 little cards to help each player kind of cheat sheet the rules a bit as they're playing through, everyone needs this. I think we should start using this in every game.
PJ, you remember when we first decided to play Start Up the Edge of Legend thing? You remember my binder of actions?
Oh yeah, the binder of rules, and it's like this rule. No, it works like this. Yeah, what he said. Like we were just going back and forth, learning rules and trying them out. And the last thing that's really cool, especially if you're like me and you're GMing on a budget, it comes with a durable double-sided flip map. So you can use this for different campaigns, different ideas. You can kind of, retell a location.
Can I ask this, though?
Sure.
Is that map dry erase? I'm curious.
I'm hearing everything fall out of place in the box. Let's see. It says here, a durable, reusable, double-sided flip mat play surface that works with any kind of marker.
Ooh.
So it does have longevity. It's very, very nice.
I do like that.
In fact, I might be going to a game night later with some friends. I may go, hey, if y'all want to go into Spec, I got you covered. So we're going to crack this open and get a better look at this in a bit. But there's more in the box. There's also a letter. I'm going to read this letter out to you right now, if you don't mind. Let's keep adventuring. Thank you for participating in the Starfinder Humble Bundle and choosing the Beginner Box plus Packed Worlds Physical Tier Bundle. It's the highest one. Between the solo and group adventures that are included in the box, there's loads of gameplay waiting for you. And when you are ready to build your own adventures, the Packed Worlds hardcover gives you details on the Starfinder universe, along with plenty of ideas for new and exciting stories to tell with your friends. To keep your galactic adventures going, here's a 30% discount on the great Next Step products as a thank you for participating in this Humble Bundle.
Okay.
So I got a 30% code.
Nice.
Let's see here. And here are the next items that I can get this 30% off. So you guys can get it too. Starfinder Core Rulebook Pocket Edition for the nerd on the go. This handy pocket-sized version of the Starfinder Core Rulebook gives you everything you need to run an adventure or play a character in the RPG universe. It's always good to have one of those. The Starfinder Alien Archive Pawn Box. Giant box. lots of aliens that you can use for your combats, and for also, like, let's say you want to start spacing out the cantinas they go to. Always helps to bring the world alive when they get it physically represented. The Starfinder Combat Pad. Streamlined combat with this easy-to-use magnetic wet dry erase initiative tracker. It's one of those, but it's got a really cool, like, sci-fi look to it. And of course, a physical GM screen, which, if you ask me, is one of my favorite things as a GM to have. My own little badass screen.
Ooh, yeah.
I love those. And of course, Starfinder Junker Delights Adventurer, the perfect first-level introductory adventure for your gaming group once they've made the transition to the core rules. Claim your discount and launch yourself to a science fantasy adventure by visiting Paizo.com today. But Junker's Delight is amazing. I've heard really great reviews that it's one of the best like sci-fi adventure fantasy games. It's got something for everybody. So recommend this crazy awesome box. And now the very last thing in the beginner's box. I love hard copies.
Ooh,
Starfinder.
Nice.
The Packed Worlds. So first of all, look at the art of this bad boy. This is the style that you're going to be engaging with. Notice like the high-tech hexagon background with the bright, vibrant colors. This, by the way, is the Solarian. It's a badass. He actually has a star in his fist he uses as a weapon. So choice. This, I believe, is the bug people that communicate telepathically, and they're all about communities. Actually, I played a little bit of this like years ago, and it's kind of adorable. We had a husband and wife duo who played two bugs that were raising a bug in a pod. So the whole game was like, you have to babysit that little bug. This is the La Junta. I forgot what class this is, but I think they're a Technomancer. And it's a nice, solid, sturdy book. Looks great on your wall, and you got a little bit of the map space.
Nice.
And you have, it's a very good quality book. I'm falling in love with it already.
Yeah, that's
you even talk about the Hell Knight ships.
Nice. Yeah, that's one of the things I actually really kind of dug about Pathfinder was when I was reading the Pathfinder lore, each of the planets in its own galaxy has ties to the Pathfinder world Galarion, and in Starfinder, it just basically gets more expanded.
Absolutely. Like, it's really cool to see how the fantasy ancestries kind of bleed over. Like the Strix, the really cool bird people, I think we've covered here at least once or twice. This is what a Strix looks like in Starfinder. Look at that badass armor. Look at the little cybernetic touches. Still has the wings. And if you love your lore, this is Absalom Station. I think the Starfall and the Holy Temple is still there in space in this massive place. I can't think of a word. Hall. There's even a place called the Diaspora, just a giant chain of rocks.
The Tyrannosaurus posted bug people like in Starship Troopers.
Not entirely. How to put it? More like
shrimp.
kind of like the prawns from that one movie. Yeah, because like they have a voice in the lore. They have a voice. It is a terrifying hissing sound. So they never talk to anyone because they're afraid that they're going to scare everyone away. So they speak with this kind of very low grade general telepathy. They can speak to each other long distances, but they can speak to other people. But they kind of ask for consent first. They're very much like, "Hey, my voice is very big in your mind. Would you allow me to talk to you?" It's like, "Yes. Hello, I'm a terrifying bug person. I want salt water and I want friends." And
you know what? In my head,
really cool.
Do you know what's kind of being created in my head? Basically, Pepe from the Muppets.
I mean, you're not wrong. But imagine like the nicest version of Pepe and without talking.
I mean, Pepe's pretty nice already.
He's a pretty nice guy. Now, what's very cool about Starfinder, and this is a great example of it right here. You see the Wild Warden +1 wisdom right here. So when you make your character in Starfinder, you don't just choose your ancestry or race and class. You also choose your background, like what your job was. You also choose what your job is on a spaceship. So you're like, I'm a Solarian human envoy pilot or something like that. No, the envoys in their class, never mind. But the point is, you get all those things together. Now they all give you bonus stats, they give you bonus abilities, and they all flush out what your character's like. You know, what's your job in the spaceship? You're the pilot. You're there to fly the ship. What's your job when you're not in the thing based on your background? Well, you're used to talking to people and being charismatic. So you're kind of like the mover and shaker. What do you do when you get into a fight? You grab a holy star and you punch someone to death with it. It's, and of course, human. But it's very, very fun. The rules are dense, but I recommend it 100%.
I just want to say, is there a background job like janitor? I'm just kind of curious because I need to get my red dwarf on.
Your red dwarf. Gosh, I want to say there is. If there isn't one for janitor, take one that you like the points and flavor of, and just repurpose it as janitor.
With the love of loggers and Vindaloo curry.
I mean, who doesn't like curry, really? See, that's everything inside the Humble Bundle box. And again, that's not even including the plus 50 digital files that you can use. And if you're doing VTTs like Roll20 or the other ones whose name I cannot remember right now.
Foundry?
Yeah, the Foundry is another one. I think Fantasy Grounds has it too.
Grounds.
Then you can either upload these digital facets into those VTTs. Some of them should already kind of have those assets, but if not, 51 files worth of stuff. You're not going to be at a loss for creative materials. Yeah. Now, unless there's any questions or thoughts, I thought we could use my scissors to slice this stuff up and take a closer look at what's in this box.
Yeah, do it.
All right. Open this up. No. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, no. I forgot these scissors are broken. Hold on. Gonna cut this. And then if anyone's interested, we can probably put that link up in a little bit. Right now, I'm using sharp objects. There we go.
Yeah, no, there is a lot of really cool stuff. Like, I'm looking at the Humble Bundle page myself, and there is so much good stuff. And once again, it's going to charity. It's, like, come on. If you're going to buy something, make sure the money goes to somewhere really, worthwhile.
Yeah. Jumping in the chat, I'm seeing Lost Thought saying the Hork Bajir, District 9 is also a good choice. Yeah. You got your telepathic bugs. You got androids. Actually, androids have a very fascinating story about, like, a group of people that used to be, I guess, like a working class. And, oh gosh, their mind was all attached to, like, this mega mind, if you will. And then there was some sort of rebellion, insurrection, uprising kind of thing. And somewhere in the mix of it, in order to find peace, they had to, I think, remove all androids from, like, the motherboard of the mega mind. I might be getting my lore confused. It might be the bug people, but either way, like, all the androids in the world now have, like, full rights and like, they're not just a working class. Like, they've taken back the means of production, but now they've also lost their kind of central community in the process. And there's a lot of, like, oh wow, I'm so autonomous, but now I'm also so alone, that they all kind of deal with. It's a very fascinating bit of lore.
And what's another thing that's also really cool about this is not only do you get the physical copy of the Starfinder beginner box, you also get the PDF version of it as well.
It's also true. But I gotta say, if you're gonna get the beginner box, and if you're like literally any adult with adult money who's got a little child on the inside, you're gonna want the physical copy to put on your wall. Oh yeah. So we slide the box off. The Transosaurus said, "Do we need to start a PJ Scissor Fund?" No, I'm not that desperate yet.
Really quick. Sorry.
No,
I was gonna say, I'm looking at it at okay, the physical copies or just the PDF. The only difference between the physical copy and the PDF is just $20. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
$20. Cook something at home. instead of going out to eat for one night.
Which, I mean, let's be fair, with all the horrible amount of ordering in I've been doing off Grubhub, I kind of need to skip a few going out meals. Here's the link in the chat right there. Hopefully that link should still work for the Humble Bundle.
Mm-hmm.
If not, let me know. Ooh, this is kind of fun. Look at this. This is only in the physical Humble Bundle. Congratulations. You're the proud owner of promo cards for Munchkin Starfinder and Munchkin Pathfinder. Pick up Munchkin Starfinder and Pathfinder today, and then while you're waiting for that guy in your gaming group who's always late, you and your punctual friends can enjoy the fast, wacky game of Munchkin's Paizo universe.
I love Munchkin. Such a fun, like, quick party game.
It's a very good, like, beer and pretzels game. And let's see what these new cards are.
They
only exist in these bunts.
Do you have your own deck, PJ?
I used to. I think I lost it. I don't know where it is, but it was the very first fantasy deck. Mm-hmm. Oh, so this is what you get. Speaking of fantasy, you get one of each. The fantasy one gives you Hobbled Goblin. He's bent but not broken. His leg, that is broken. This is the level 1 Hobbled Goblin that you can play when you play it. And the bad stuff, he whacks you with his crutch, loses a level, and gives you 1 treasure. And the Space Goblin for Starfinder. Ooh. It may be the future, but he's still just a lowly goblin. Bad stuff, lose an item. He's already losing some oxygen out of his helmet. It's bad time.
Yeah, speaking of Munchkin, I have my own deck. I mixed the Wild West and the Cthulhu deck together for the Wild Weird West.
Yeah, some like Deadlands. I like that. I like that a lot. When I first moved out to California, we combined the regular fantasy deck with the zombie deck, and we had super zombies. Like it was, the combos got so crazy. So this is the 7-piece Polyhedral Dice. It's a good standard black and white set. So like you're a GM, you're like, I just want my first collection of click clacks.
There you go.
Yeah.
The Tyrannosaurus Rex posted, no Vindaloo Friday equals extra $20. Exactly.
Just gotta stop eating all that Vindaloo. That's my problem.
But still drink the lagers.
Dude, I took a good beer. Bunch of bases. Now, what I like about these is that these bases are pre-designed for monster size. So you have small, medium, large, huge, etc., etc. And I don't know if they say it on the bottom, but I'm definitely not going to open this because they will go everywhere. Ooh.
You need to get one of those, self-sealing, like, sandwich bags for those.
Yes. I mean, I have let's say a dice bag, but maybe not. Now, before you go any further, read this page to help you get started with the Starfinder Beginner Box. It's just a lot of stuff about what Starfinder is. It's very nice. Things you'll need. So if you've never played a game like this before, ever, don't worry. So right there. I love this. This is the cheat sheet about what you as a player can do. Gives you the basic downtime stuff, all the skills you can do, how to roll those skills a little faster. And these are the cheat sheet for some of the conditions in the game. So when the GM looks to you and says, you have flat-footed, you know to take a -2 penalty to your armor class.
See, that's one of the things I always recommend, especially new DMs or GMs, is to have flashcards with bullet point notes in them. And even players who want to play, especially classes that involve a little bit more like spellcasters, flashcards with bullet points and your spells.
Oh, 100%. This is cool because like I used to play with a different sheet, but these are the character sheets they have in this Humble Bundle box, and I kind of like it. It tells you all the dice here, especially if it's your first time playing. It gives you all of your HP, defenses, room for all your traits set aside. This may be the now character sheet, but when I play, we didn't have this. Yeah. And on the back, you have your spells, equipment, and other things. I will warn you now, spells are very different in this game. If you're expecting Fireball and Magic Missile, sadly, you're not going to get those. You're going to get a lot more utility spells, a lot more crowd control. There's, I think, the Technomancer has spells that basically allows him to bring junk to life. So like you basically cast your spell like a bunch of debris, and it becomes like a certain level minion. But the thing is that as much as the spells lack a lot of offense, the equipment does not. You're going to be getting laser guns that are going to be doing 20d8 damage before you modify them with basically kitting the gun out, so you have your own special little weapon.
Big numbers. Big numbers.
Big number damage.
Yeah.
It's really funny that they put all the damage not in the spells, but in the weapon, and the spells themselves force you to be intelligent and tactical and utilitarian.
Yeah. Basically, they want you to make your own Vera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I got a question, PJ. That character sheet, the grade paper stock on that, is it more flimsy or more on the thicker stock?
You know what it reminds me of? Like, I could be dating myself on this one. It feels like the magazine paper from like the Boy's Life or Highlight magazine. So it's thick. It's definitely heavy. You can definitely smell the ink in the processing on this. It's got a nice. It's like a pulp fiction. It's very pulpy.
See, at the table, one of the few tabletop review shows where we will reveal the smell of the ink on the paper for you.
Look, if you want a sensual experience, here on At the Table, we like to provide to all five senses. Yeah. What does it look like? Paper. What does it smell like? Paper.
At the Table, ASMR.
Oh, no. That would be the worst ASMR. Hey, do you want to hear a slowly retold reference to an 80s cartoon?
Yeah. All that stuff about SWAT Cats and Mighty Max.
First of all, SWAT Cats is legit, and anyone who doesn't give T-Bone and Razor the respect they deserve, they could walk out of my life forever. You put a Mister in front of their name, damn it. I used to know their names, too. Like T-Bone and Razor, and it was Chance. Jake and Chance. My God. The things that I remember and the things I don't remember. That's really what it is. It's the problem is, I remember this, but I don't remember important stuff.
Fine details.
The fine details. Now here is the Hero's Handbook. I really love this too because like you're getting so many different materials. Like the core rule book itself is this giant tome, but it's a fun kind of like, you know what it's like? Those soft paperback books, like the game FAQs that they used to release when you bought like an RPG and it had all the maps and secrets in it. It feels just like that.
Really quick, PJ. I think we're gonna have to have a little sit down and talk with Reef Psyche because they're saying that Samurai Pizza Cats were better.
Heresy. Now I'll say this: Samurai Pizza Cats, good, unquestionably. Better. Now we got a debate on our hands. So let me show you some of the stuff that you can do, whether the classes and whatnot, that you can see and do in Starfinder. If you don't know, if you do know, then let me know what you like or dislike about the classes, and we'll discuss it from there. But this is the big front page where all the classes are. So you have the Bounty Hunter, which I believe is kind of like a rogue type of character. Let's see here. This is the background. See the background. So the Bounty Hunter background, the Icon background, the Mercenary, Spacefarer, Priest, Outlaw. Here's the class. Envoy. This is kind of like your Bard. Now, what's weird about this, or I should say cool and weird about this game, is that it has HP and stamina. And stamina kind of operates as like an overshield for your health bar. But they both are recovered differently.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, what were you going to say? No, go ahead.
I was going to say, we countered a little bit of stamina in Pathfinder 2nd Edition with, there's a few feats that we went over in some of our deep dive class videos. That's
right, yeah. There are some really cool Pathfinder 2 rules where if you want to use stamina, they have feats for that. It's a little weird. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of stamina, because in this one, stamina is an overshield for your HP, and envoys heal stamina. You're going to find a lot more resources that heal stamina, not a lot of resources that heal HP. And the thing is, once your stamina runs out, your HP starts taking all the damage. You die when you lose HP. You don't die when you lose stamina. So that makes me a little nervous.
So you have to use stamina in Starfinder.
100%. And I think that's kind of where they got the idea for 2E, if people really wanted to use that overshield concept.
Okay.
Yeah, so the envoy is definitely your type of bard. They heal stamina. They're really good at reflex will, not so good in the fort. They're really good at small arms. So one-handed weapons. You're not going to be swinging a giant axe around.
Yeah.
They're really good at talking, moving, knowing societies they're kind of messing with a bit. And then as you level up, you get some really fun stuff like Envoy Improvisation, Despiring Taunt, Don't Quit, Look Alive, and it goes up there. This game, because there's the beginner's box, seems to end at level 4. The cool thing is it tells you exactly all the options you can level up to level 4, and then when you're done playing the beginner's box, if you want to keep the adventure going, that's when you jump from beginner's box to Dawn of Flame or any other major campaign.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And here is the mechanic. Now, if you notice, mechanic has rat ears. This is, if you played 2nd edition, you know about the rat folk, which they even say are sometimes called Isoki or Yosoki, depending on how you want to pronounce that Y. This is, to my knowledge, this may have been in Pathfinder 1E as well, but this is where the Yosoki really got their release in Starfinder as an ancestry.
And also, if you want to see a video of the rat folk, we did do a deep dive on it. Check it out on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Adam Generator in the chat. I love the envoy. I love the idea of a non-magical bard. Exactly. That's what's refreshing about it. You are a bard who doesn't have spells. You actually have to rely upon how you talk to people. You bard through your actual personality and not just have the personality be the explanation for the magic. Mechanic is dope. Think Iron Man. Energy shields, night vision processors, overclocking your battery attacks. You get drones. You can special make your own weapons. Bombs. You can make a bunch of bombs.
See, that's one of the things in a lot of these fantasy stuff that people keep saying that Iron Man is like some sort of, I don't know, ranger fighter or something like that. No, it's always been a mechanic. Just a mechanic with a buttload of money.
You know, and I think that's what's always fascinating about how we translate fantasy. Because I think people always try to translate the aesthetic of Iron Man, but they don't translate the actual machinations of Iron Man. He is the mechanic.
Yeah.
A brilliant mechanic.
Or they take Iron Man, but they don't focus on Tony Stark.
Another good, yeah. But at least the good thing about Tony Stark is that class aside, and this is my personal belief, class aside, Tony Stark is a little bit of int, a little bit of charisma, maybe 11 or 12 and everything else, because he works out and he does train martial arts. But everything about him that's iconic besides the suit is personality. You know, you get the stat bonuses for knowing things, you get the stat bonuses for flirting, but everything else really is your witticism, your wordplay, your flirtations.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go with Pathfinder 2nd Edition rules, right now, Tony Stark, I would say, is the upcoming inventor with a archetype in dandy or something like that.
100%. Or celebrity.
Or celebrity.
100%.
Celebrity.
The combination, and what I like about that, Michael Pye make a very good point. I love how with the inventor, the full aspect of Iron Man's actual talent is finally being fleshed out and put into a combat class. But I digress. Now, here's the cool thing I should mention. Again, you can still bring clerics in from Pathfinder 1, but if you want to play the Starfinder cleric, the Mystic, this is your, if you will, I'm going to think of a 40k equivalent, your ecclesiarchy, your, for lack of a better word, your Techmagos, the people that kind of worship the Omnissiah, like you are someone who knows technology is real, who knows the infinite abyss of space, and somewhere in that dark, frozen vacuum, you have found a greater voice than the stars and the souls that inhabit it. And you start to kind of ask it questions and learn its mysteries. You can become an empath, you can become a healer, or you can become something called a mind breaker.
Oh.
So yeah.
I was gonna say, can I also add that it's just like that one quote from Arthur C. Clarke. Any sophisticatedly advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Magic is just science that we don't understand yet.
1,000%. I love that phrasing. Reap Psyche in the chat saying tech priest. Not enough mechadendrites. Adeptus Mechanicus. Yeah, I know there's the Adeptus Mechanicus. There's the Magos, and then of course there's like the Heretics. So much.
Oh, PJ, when you said that you could bring in clerics into the Starfinder universe, now in my head I have what if a kind of a timey-wimey time traveling thing where a cleric from Galarian during the days of Pathfinder gets sent to the age of Starfinder.
I love that idea, and I think it's possible. What I would actually challenge you all to do, if you want to bring a Pathfinder class into this universe, try instead, before you go first edition up, because the book even does mention that sometimes the translation from Pathfinder 1E to Starfinder isn't entirely clean and will require a GM's discretion. There are things in Starfinder that were the basis for Pathfinder 2E. So first, try to do Pathfinder 2E, see how that plays out.
Yeah. Oh man, like you said before, since there's not that many sources in Starfinder that could deal with HP, imagine how powerful a cleric could be, or what kind of a culture shock that a wizard from Pathfinder would have, making the move to Starfinder. Like, oh, I can cast Fireball. Oh, I have a plasma rifle.
And that's what's funny about that bridge, right? Because like a fireball in this would be catastrophic. Conversely, an equal level blaster fully kitted out is so much more powerful than any magical sword anyone can get, and would just be just so destructive to any character from Pathfinder 1E. It's this kind of oddly unclean, mutually assured destruction when you blend these things together.
Yeah, no, seriously, a time travel scenario with Pathfinder in the Starfinder world, or even vice versa, Starfinder going back in time to the Pathfinder world, that could be insane. Especially, like I said, a fully kitted out plasma rifle in Pathfinder.
Oh yeah, 100%.
One shot a dragon.
Oh no, it could too, because if you think about it, non-crit, right? Non-crit, mind you. These things do Fruit Psyche, the kitty descends. Yeah, everyone, that was Simon. That's my little precious girl, and I love her. So like a two-handed laser rifle, level 20, because this is where they started like leveling their equipment. I want to say does somewhere between 20 and 40 D6 to D8 non-crit with any bonuses that come from the equipment you put on the bad boy. Of course, maximum equipment is level 20, the same level as the item. And that's more powerful with bonuses than most spells you're going to get. And if you walk up to like a one dragon, it's like, what is this? Well, technically it's qualified as energy damage. So you figure it out. Boom. Let me tuck the elbow. Boom. And goodbye, dragon.
Yeah. And Storyhook is right there also with Starfinder having to go back in time, because what if they need to heal somebody's HP?
Also, I think it's really kind of cool. Like they need an ancient artifact for something in the future. Or switch it.
Yeah.
You're in Pathfinder 1 or 2E. You go through some weird timey-wimey magic and you pop out in Absalom Station. And you're still using magic. The gods still exist. So clerics still function. Champions still function. But it is such a culture shock of like, what is that, a sword? I have a lightsaber.
And that's just a janitor.
And that's just a jet. Yes, exactly. This is the rogue like character called the operative. Think if you guys ever played the Star Wars online MMO, I think they actually had an operative very similar.
Knights of the Old Republic, and yes, there was an operative.
Yeah, very similar. They're really good with like blades. They're really good with sniper rifles. They are these sneak attack class in the game. They're not so good at the social stuff though. They're very good at all the clandestine stuff.
I'm surprised.
This is the soldier. This is your fighter, and this dude is badass. The soldier is the guy that, just like the fighter, is very, very good in every fight they go in. They get laser swords. They get machine guns. You can build them to be like in a power suit. You can build them to just be berserkers with 2 laser axes. Look in the chat. Adam Generator says soldiers with grenades or shotguns have a lot of area of damage. True. You're basically just a walking, talking AoE.
Yeah. Also jumping in chat, Tyrannosaurus Rex posted, Mr. Kapow speaking the truth. Look at Castlevania. They killed Dracula's wife because of magic. It was science that she was using to help people. Truth.
100%. And when you refuse to learn and accept the new things, like that's when you
cry heresy.
That's when you cry heresy. Technomancer. You could argue this is kind of like your wizard, but like I said, the spells are very different in this game. You're not going to be casting fireball. You're going to be casting, for example, let me just pull one out here.
You'll be programming fireballs.
Cool, sort of. Let's see. I stand corrected. As a Technomancer, you still get Magic Missile. You fire 2 missiles of magical energy that strike enemies unerringly. Deal 1d4 plus 1 force damage. You can't target specific enemies. But then you also get stuff like Hold Portal. You magically shut a door, gate, shutter, or window made of any standard material. You get Detect Radiation. You get Jolting Surge. You touch an enemy or object, make a melee attack roll. So it's basically Grasping Shock. It does 46 electricity damage. This is a good one. Supercharged Weapon. If the weapons, you supercharge a weapon. If the weapon's next attack hits, provided it is made before the end of the next round, it deals an additional 4d6 damage. Though, if the weapon deals damage to multiple creatures, it deals 2d6 additional damage instead. This bonus damage is on the same type as the weapon's normal damage. This is a level 1 spell that just buffs every bit of damage output you have.
PJ, I kind of want to play a it's called Technomancer, right?
Technomancer, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to play one now and have their background be like a gamer, so when they're casting spells or whatever, they pull up a gamer HUD and just like click on the icons like, oh, the fireball icon. Fireball! Magic missile! Magic missile!
I mean, look at this bad boy. You could do that. You have a little Leela arm thing.
Yeah,
you do that. I will warn you, there seems to be no attack cantrips. But then again, your weapons are basically spells, so you're fine. So that's the Technomancer, and they don't have the Solarian in this book. That's so sad.
So, PJ, question for you. We've been playing for a while now. What class would you think I would play in the Starfinder universe that I would do best with?
That's difficult. I think it depends on what aspect of your playing style you want to encapsulate. Because I can definitely see you playing an envoy. I can also see you playing an operative, and definitely having fun with both. But I think Technomancer, because I think you would have a lot more fun engaging with your environment like that.
Like, you mean like taking advantage of rules and environment?
Definitely taking advantage of the environment. Because you don't even get the entirety of the spells you have at your disposal. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of spells like create construct from debris, create robots from stuff around you, or even shut down and destroy technology around you.
Yeah. Real quick. So, anything else in that book? I mean, in that box.
Well, like we said, we have the Heroes book here. This is an amazing book. Still doesn't quite replace the poor rule book. Definitely get both for if you want to. Here we have, I think these are the pre-gens. Well, this is actually cool. Yeah, these are the pre-gens, but what I like about these is this isn't just a piece of paper. This is an entire pamphlet kind of thing.
Nice.
So the pre-made comes with all the skills, stats, abilities, everything already picked, trained, all the math done for you, and an actual breakdown of how to use each ability that this Envoy character has.
Question, PJ. Does Starfinder use the same 3-action economy as Pathfinder 2nd Edition?
Great question, and no. That will be one of the hard things to translate because so much of Pathfinder is based on its beautiful 3-action economy. So maybe in that regard, PF1 is easier to translate in that instance. I believe they still have the action economy that they had in Pathfinder 1E. So it's like your attack action, move action. Oh man, let me see my cheat sheets because now I'm forgetting. It's been since 2017, 2018. So
well, there should be like a cheat sheet in that box.
Yeah, it's been like 3 years since I last picked up this bad boy. Okay, so you have a move action, a take an action, and I think this other chunk that you can use for either using an item, use a skill, special ability, cast a spell, extra move, or defend. Actually, come to think of it, those all might. You might have move, and then an action. I think that's how. So you have 2.
Okay. I wonder if you could translate like homebrew, like Kit Bash, the third edition 3-action economy in there.
Probably. Well, here's the crazy thing, right? So the 3-action economy, which is brilliant, allows you to attack for all 3 of your actions, right? Yeah. However, in this system, when you do a melee attack, you can choose to attack up to 3 times, each time incurring a heavy penalty. Not for the first, but for 2 and 3. So what's crazy is that at level 1, you can attack 3 times, compared to Pathfinder 1E, where you probably can't attack 3 times until level 15 at the least. But you get like a -5 and a -10 penalty, or like a -6, -8 penalty, depends on your weapon and character build. So level 1, you can do it, but the penalties are so heavy that it rarely makes sense to ever attack more than once. But you can do it right out the gate. And you can kind of cheat that and say that's your 3-action economy.
Okay.
So it will take some kind of intelligent reverse engineering. Looking into chat, Adam Jenner says Solarian is a complex class. Yes, that it is. But also it's a good one. I like it a lot, and I'm sad they don't have it in here.
But it's in the, I believe it is in the core rulebook.
100%, it's in the core rulebook. So you can definitely get it. What else is in the core rulebook, Adam? What am I forgetting? We have Envoy, Soldier, Mechanic, Operative, Mystic, Technomancer. We're missing Solarian, but I want to say we're missing at least 1 or 2 more. But it's been forever.
But anyway, anything else in that box of yours?
Good question, yes. Here's the Game Master book. Again, a beautiful little softcover Game FAQ style book. It has all the cheats about like the basic math for different attacks and abilities, cool art cover, and all of the breakdowns on what materials, like how much damage they can take, basically everything you need to know the minutia and math of the game, as well as how to run the campaign in question. And I don't know what that is, but I see a golden dragon construct and an undead soldier with him, and I am here for it.
Seriously, PJ, at some point at the table, it really sounds like to me that we're going to have to do some Starfinder content. So, Paizo, if you're watching, I know a few people have their eyes from Paizo have their eyes on this show. Holla at your boys. And that's boys with a Z.
Boys, B-O-I-Z. Yeah, holla at us, especially if you want us to like talk about more of this material. I'd love it. Like, first of all, so Skitters, the Skittermanders I told you about, look at these cute boys. Look at this dude. He's so cute. Purple dude with a lightsaber. What? Yeah, because I know that they're still making Starfinder content.
Yeah.
Like, I think they released 1 or 2 new classes. The Evolutionist, which is really dope. I think if I remember correctly, you're like a summoner, but instead of summoning an Eidolon and changing the Eidolon, you basically modify your own DNA to get really cool combat effects.
I do know that there's a big book coming out soon, which we're going to discuss later on.
Oh yes, yeah.
We'll,
That'll
we'll
be
discuss later on though. We'll discuss later on after the
much later
unboxing,
on.
all the unboxing stuff. Anything else?
Adam Gender. Oh, sorry. Was that?
Oh, I was gonna say anything else in the box.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, we're just scratching the surface. There's a little bit more. We also have. This is the flip map. It is really big, and it is beautiful. And this is great because this is this good old general board. You can do anything with this. Put on magic markers or whatever. Wash it off. But
if you need to have dinner with your parents and you need like a nice tablecloth.
You know, the good tablecloth.
Yeah.
And then you flip this bad boy around because it is a flip mat. And now you have a techno sewer. Mm-hmm. You have a like gang hideout.
Yeah.
You have any number of creative ways to use that map.
Yeah, PJ. Also with the good crystal, which is the Lord of the Rings cups.
Oh yeah.
That's the good crystal. That's the good crystal.
Look, Mom and Dad, I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of a big deal on Twitch, so I'm going to treat you right. I'm going to give you the Starfinder flip map. That's the good one. I'm giving you the old Boba Fett from Burger King glass, and for dinner, oh, I'm going all the way. I'm giving you Taco Bell with a guacamole sauce on the side.
And Baja Blast.
Only the best Baja Blast.
Yeah.
And you have these lovely pawns.
Ooh.
Punch these bad boys out. Now, what's cool about this is you'll see some of the iconic characters, like the lizard soldier. I believe that's a woman. This android operative. So the cool thing is, if you're choosing these players to play, you already have your miniature already selected. All these other classes and characters and villains and such. This is artwork from the book. If you like it, pop it out, play with it.
Oh, the Paizo art is always. Chef kiss.
Love their art. I don't know who they get on standby, but it's so good. Also, again, the Skittermander, because these things are look-a-doo-ga, and they're small. They're like little.
They're not that small though. I think that's a sprite or a pixie.
Yeah, they're like the size of a house cat. They're teeny tiny. Also, space goblins, because even in space, the goblins must have loot.
Of course. And I also was gonna say, Skitter sounds like they're about the size of a Monchichi. We're dropping all the nostalgia at the table.
Boom! Monchichi, what was that from again? I forgot.
They were these weird monkey things.
Well, yeah, was that from a game or a show? Because it sounds familiar.
I think it was just like a property, kind of like how Hello Kitty was a property.
Yeah. I think it was definitely anime. And again, all the cool pawns. You get a buttload of pawns. Go on these things, and the last item.
Oh, by the way, Monchichi were a line of Japanese stuffed monkey toys.
Okay, that sounds familiar. I wonder if that's what the rainbow monkeys were based off of in Kids Next Door.
They were basically just monkeys with all too human childlike faces. That was kind of creepy.
Oh, wait. Okay, no, my brain is giving me a picture. I think I know what you're talking about. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, this is what happens. Yeah, this is what happens at the table. We go on tangents and end up talking about Monchichis.
Yeah, the thing is absolutely terrifying. They had a Monchichi robot chicken.
Yeah.
Where it was like Rambo, and this Monchichi just starts killing a whole bunch of other people. It's dark, but it's hilarious. The last thing in this entire box, and it's not really prevalent, but I just thought I'd share the full entirety because why not? We've already gone all this way. Last little slip out. This is a notice for the Starfinder Society. What is Starfinder Society, you might ask? I'm glad you asked. What if you have a badass soldier, lizard, time-traveling doctor, and you're like, I can't seem to find time to play with my friends, or I want to play Starfinder, but they don't. What do I do? Starfinder Society is, I want to say like a weekly or sometimes multiple days in the week check online, the starfindersociety.club, and they meet up to play Starfinder games. Sometimes they'll do like small missions, like hour to 3 hour long missions, one shots, or sometimes they will sit down and actually play the adventure paths like Dawn of Flame incrementally. And as you're playing, you're accruing stats and gear and equipment and experience that not only goes to that character sheet, but goes to an account that you make. So as you keep playing these games, you can unlock like really cool limited gear and loot. You can unlock things like the Phoenix Sorcerer if you do that. Although, I mean, I'm sure anyone at the table is not going to be mad if you playing that. But you can basically have this kind of fun system that keeps growing as you keep playing. And you can go and do that anywhere you want to. And if you're curious about what books you should get or look into, here's a picture.
Yeah.
Core rule book, the Packed Worlds, as we already showed you, and the Alien Archive with like 80 new alien races to pick up and play.
For as an example, if you want an example of what Starfinder Society is, check out. I believe the videos are up right now. The Pathfinder Society game that we played, that PJ, me, and Sam played this past weekend on the official Paizo Twitch channel with Band of Badgers and Danger Club podcast. We played the Pathfinder version.
Yeah, in the Pathfinder Society. I know I did episode 1, and episode 1 is out. Yeah. You and Sam were in episode 2.
And that's out.
Did episode 3 come out yet?
I kind of want to say it's coming out today, probably. Later tonight. Okay. Later tonight, Pacific Standard Time.
That's right. And you could check out all 3 of us playing 3 games from the Pathfinder Society that are setting up the new meta plot for Pathfinder Society. So kind of like with Starfinder Society, as Adam Generator pointed out in the chat, an organized play. Now you kind of know what the greater story is that's going on across all of Pathfinder Society, in-person play or online play. So if you want to get involved in that story, go check out those YouTube things and go to your local game store and see what's up.
I can't say talk for PJ, but I had an absolute great time.
Oh yeah, you kidding me? I had a blast. I was playing my swashbuckler like Jack Black, and so I was just goofing around the whole time. I got magic weapon, casted my rapier, and I crit, and I did almost 42. I did exactly 42 damage at level 1. Almost killed a big bad in one go. So much, it was so ridiculous. I loved it.
Yeah, I ended up playing a swashbuckler as well, but I went a little different route and accidentally ended up turning my swashbuckler into Scorpion from Mortal Kombat by tying a metal wire around one of his daggers. And yeah.
Look, my word of the day for Friday was sick ass flip. I was like, that tree trunk's on fire. I'm going to do a sick ass flip. And I didn't. I biffed it. It was so good.
My character did end up one-shotting the first big encounter monster by bringing down the ceiling with... My character didn't attack the giant plant beast. He attacked the ceiling above the giant plant beast.
I mean, that's just a pro move right there. That's what we in the business call a pro gamer move.
Big brain move.
Big brain energy. My one thing, because again, this guy is supposed to be Jack Black. As a swashbuckler, my first kill, I cut the guy at the neck, I cut him at the waist, and I power slid through him on both knees, going, yow! You can get a better view of it when you watch it on the show.
Yeah, check it out. If you want to see links to those, I believe they're also up. The links that I'm talking about, they're on our Discord channel. I believe in the promo section, the promo channel part. Here, I'll put a link to it.
Absolutely. And if you are curious, remember today is the last day of the Starfinder Humble Bundle, I believe. So go ahead. I'm going to re-put the link in there. It's for charity. $50 gives you easily 500, if not more, dollars worth of content, including 51 files of digital stuff, core rule book, the first major campaign, a bunch of really cool assets for digital play, and this box that comes to you with all the cool physical stuff you can pick up and play with your friends at any time.
Yeah, really quick, I'm going to run through the stats. It's $50 to get everything. It's a $422 value, and they are DRM free. That means you can be used on any device. And also, at the moment, there's 12,830 of these sold, and the bundle itself has raised $51,462.56 to charity. And the charity, we were wrong in the beginning. The charity was actually Comic Books for Kids.
That's it. Thank you so much for correcting me.
And you know what? Comic Book for Kids, I approve of that because, yes, more comic books for kids.
Yes, comic book for kids, great charity. It kind of goes with the kids need to read charity, gets them engaged in comic books,
Yeah.
reading, and the entire culture that we all as
Yeah.
adult nerds kind of take for granted.
Yeah, I will say I am kicking myself a bit that I did not end up participating in Free Comic Book Day this year. But I'm going to try next year. I will try next year.
Yeah, same here. I know when May came and went, we were all super busy and a little sad, I think, because we're like, oh gosh, it's been 1 year since quarantine.
But yeah, all right. You know what? Let's talk a little bit about some Paizo news. Are you down for that, PJ?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, for those of you who don't know, Gen Con is coming up.
In a month.
Paizo won't be there physically, but they will be part of the Gen Con online event. And the big releases that they're going to be doing, showcasing is, I believe, Pathfinder Secrets of Magic, Starfinder Tech Revolution, and Pathfinder Lost Omens, the Mwangi Expanse.
That's right. They've been talking for a long time about having a whole bunch of content going up. So for the weekend of September 17th, there's going to be a lot of awesome content creators like us. Fortunately, we couldn't get booked yet, but there's a lot of awesome content creators running shows. They're going to be talking about Mwangi Expanse. Like Fist of the Phoenix has been mentioned off and on. A bunch of new books coming out, including the one I've been looking for, like crazy Secrets of Magic. Gonna be talking about, and I think a whole bunch of new stuff. Like
it's the also just little clarification. It's September 16th to the 19th.
Oh, 16th to the 19th. Thank you. So the 17th kind of falls in that, but you're right. It's more inclusive.
Let's see. You know what? Do you mind if I go through the online schedule?
Please do.
All right.
In the meantime, I'm going to follow my sword and continue to apologize. It is, I believe the charity is called Comic Book for Kids. Is that what it's called?
Yes, Comic Book for Kids.
Comic Book for Kids. Yeah. So if you like that charity and you want to help out, also Humble Bundle link, do that. I'm feeling terrible. I got the wrong to begin with, and
It's all right.
Nah.
It's all right. But anyway, the Gen Con online schedule is Thursday on the 16th of September. It's going to be Hands to Hilt, Pathfinder 1E live play with Fiend and Foil. Then there's going to be the Paizo keynote address with publisher Eric Mona for 1 hour. Then the Pathfinder designer showcase, Guns and Gears, at 4 p.m. So yeah, that's something that you and me we're hyped for. We're hyped for.
Gunslingers.
Then catching up with Paizo organized play at 5, and Beyond the Stars, Starfinder's Galactic Magic at 6 p.m. And then Circus of the Broken Chain, Pathfinder 2nd E live play by Goblin Cave TV at 7 p.m. And then We Run the Stars, Starfinder live play by Atomically Awesome at 11 p.m., I believe. And then that's just Thursday. Now we're moving on to the weekend part. Do you want to do Friday, PJ?
I would love to. I don't have the lineup on in front of me.
Just go to paizo.com /backspace Gen Con.
All right.
And just scroll down. It's all there.
Paizo at Gen Con online. You can look it up right there on the website that he has mentioned. I recommend it. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the actual events.
Just scroll all the way down.
Oh, all the way down. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. I see now. So that was just Thursday. So Friday, the 17th, you get the Abomination Vault's Hands of the Devil, Pathfinder's 2nd edition live play by a group called Recall Knowledge. Really awesome people. Starts at 9 a.m. EDT. Should be running for about 4 hours. After that, it's going to be a 1 hour interview with Jason Bullman. If you didn't see the really great meme about him, it's taken from Invincible when the Fishman, I think his name's Aquarius, it's like, finally some action. And then it cuts to Omni-Man just cutting his head off, and it's like, game made by Jason Bullman. So if you want to really get into the mindset of a Paizo creator who creates like awesome combat and really great story, go check that out. It's 1 p.m. It's 1 hour. After that, you have the No Direction interview with John Compton, another awesome interview lasting 1 hour. After that, Pathfinder, Tales of Lost Omens. What's next? Another hour-long interview for what's happening with that little adventure path. Paizo Adventure Roundup, print and digital, 1 hour. Industry Spotlight, engaging diverse voices. Pathfinder and Paizo and Starfinder has always done really good work creating respectful representation and diverse voices within the TTRPG landscape. Mwangi Expanse, Ruby, yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. Far Beyond the Stars, Junker's Delight. That's one of the things we mentioned earlier. It's a level 1 campaign by Starfinder Live Play by Fantastic World Productions. Starts at 7 p.m. on Friday night. If you want to see some more awesome Starfinder play, check it out. We have Understories, a Leshy Adventure. It's a Pathfinder 2e live play by Hijink. Starts at 6 p.m. They say it's going to last 1 hour. I'd say give it a few more to be safe.
Yeah. I will take on the Saturday events of September 18th. We have the Alpha versus Omega Pathfinder 2e live play by our friends Waffles Maple Syrup at 9 a.m. for 4 hours. And then we have the No Direction interview with Avi Cool at 1 p.m. for 1 hour. And then we have the No Direction interview with Jenny Jarbotsky for at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for 1 hour. And then Telling Tales Paizo Adventure Path for 1 hour at 3 p.m. Pacific Eastern Standard Time. Then we have the Industry Spotlight Freelancing for Paizo at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for an hour. So that's a really cool panel to check out if you ever interested in getting into game designing. Then we have, for you Pathfinder fans out there, Ask Paizo Anything, Pathfinder Edition, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 1 hour. If I'm unable to make it, could somebody do this for me as a favor? Ask them, when are we getting the Mesmerist? And then ask PJ's question, when are we getting the Inquisitor?
Inquisitor?
All right, and then we have the Ask Paizo Anything Starfinder Edition at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for an hour. Then Sundered Waves One Shot Pathfinder 2nd Edition live play by Penny for a Tale at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 4 hours. Penny for a Tale, awesome person. You should follow them on Twitter. And then we have... Okay, they stole this name from us. The Heck Knights in Space. A Starfinder live play by Dungeon Dive Bar, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They got that from our, Our
Jasper's Game Day?
Jasper's Game Day.
Now, I don't know. I mean, like, Heck Knights, that just could be a thing that's been in the Pathfinder community for a long time. I don't know. I will say, I think it's a little suspicious, but at the same time, I cannot wait to see what Dungeon Dive Bar does with Heck Knights in Space. Starfinder, Hell Knights, the Heck Knight boys live on. It's going to be great, and I know they're going to do awesome with it, so I'm really excited.
Oh, Adam Generator wants to know when the Kineticist is going to be out, and but they're also fans of the Mesmerist and Inquisitor as well.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely talk about more about that in a bit for sure.
And Sunday, what's going on Sunday, PJ?
Glad you asked. This is the last day of the convention. It should be wrapping up pretty early in the day. At 9 a.m., you get Free Zack, which is a live play by Natural Pengu. Now, we love our Pengu-chan, but I believe this is a different person entirely. So it should be fun. After that, you have Hideous Laughter Productions presents It's Always Frosty in Arison, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition live play. I'll be starting at 1 p.m. and be going for 4 hours. So it should be a fun and silly time with a bunch of Frost Maidens and Baba Yaga.
Nightman.
I'm really curious. I don't know if it's going to be like, you got to steal Baba Yaga's chicken house, but I kind of hope they steal her chicken house. Next up, Dice Will Roll, Dinners and Dwarves, Pathfinder 2nd Edition live play. I'll be happening 5 p.m. I think it's from the Dice Will Roll group doing Dinners and Dwarves or vice versa. And last but not least, The Truth of the Lone Jackal, Pathfinder 2e live play by the Adventurer's Vault and Scald's Tale Entertainment collaboration. Both really awesome people. Go check that out. That'll be at 9 p.m. on Saturday or Sunday, the 19th. And then I'll go for 4 hours, closing out the weekend. So that should be the entirety of it.
That's a lot of really cool stuff that's going on that weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're getting a lot of really awesome game plans. And being in the Pathfinder chat, I tried really hard to make sure the Nat20 crew could get there. It was crazy, but just everyone that did present ideas had really awesome stuff. So I definitely recommend if you want to see some good Let's Plays, learn more about the game, all the games coming out, check out that weekend. There's going to be announcements, there's going to be interviews, and there's going to be a lot of really fun shows. So check it out.
Oh, speaking of announcements, Paizo made a really big announcement recently, I believe yesterday. Save the day because that weekend they're going to announce, they're going to reveal 2 new playtest classes for us to check out. The playtest will run from September 20th to October 26th.
So yeah, make sure you get that material right away because 2 new classes are coming out around this time. We're just about to get Secrets of Magic in physical release. The Magus and the Summoner are finally back where they belong, and we know we're waiting for the Gunner. The Gunslinger and the Inventor. So we have almost everything that was promised in Pathfinder 1E, plus something new with the Inventor. But what are they going to do? I'm down to Theorycraft.
Yeah.
I've been feeling it's going to be the Inquisitor. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what we want. PJ wants the Inquisitor. Michael wants the Mesmerist. And also, I also want to let you know that picture that's going around right now, that has nothing to do with the upcoming classes. Apparently, that's just the art that they're using to, hey, we're doing new classes. This is the default art that we're going to be using. They use the same art, I believe, for the previous playtest announcement.
Yeah, so if you see what looks like a really awesome redhead tactician standing over a battle map preparing a piece, that's just news that something big is coming.
Yeah.
It's not the tactician. Some people thought it might be a tactician, like a warlord class. I don't know. What do you think it could be? So it's 2 classes, and I feel like all of the really awesome Scion classes would make more sense grouped together, and it's only 2, so I don't think it's them.
Logically, this is how I'm going with it with logic. Everything that's been presented to us, I have 2 theories. The first one is, okay, we recently were getting the Secrets of Magic, which is giving us, we do know this, Summoner and what's the other one? Magus, Summoner. So we have 2 magic classes. And Guns and Gears, Inventor and Gunslinger, ranged martial classes. And then I kind of want to say yes, because of kind of, they're going with the theme and everything. I want to say they're going to go with 2 occult classes with something, and I'm like I said, hoping Mesmerist. It could also be the occultists, and some people are saying spiritualists and kineticists. So you get the psionic stuff, the occult spellcaster classes from 1E, or they could just be creating a whole new class for us, kind of like how Inventor was never even in 1E in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, then again, also, we've had a lot of really interesting switch-ups. Like, the Cavalier is no longer a class. It's now an archetype. And I kind of like that better because the Cavalier as a class felt like you're putting way too much emphasis or way too much reliance on this mechanic. And if you didn't have your horse and your banner, you were basically just a fighter with less feats. And that wasn't really fun. So having that return to the archetype or prestige class, if you will, kind of makes more sense and feels better with champions and barbarians and fighters. So there might be some shakeup there as well. Maybe classes that were archetypes in 1E are now full-blown classes and vice versa. I feel like...
I mean, I could see psionic being a class and then using, spiritualists, kineticists, and mesmerists, kind of like how rogues have their rackets, the subclasses. Yeah. I can see that.
I gotta be honest, that makes more sense in my mind, because now you have the Scionist, which is one class with these different builds and break-off points, and that way you can do things like a kineticist would be like the fighter variant, the mesmerist would be like the wizard bard variant, and the occultist or the spiritualist would definitely be like the cleric witch.
Yeah.
Merging
really quick,
kind of thing.
Jumping in chat, see. Adam Jenner posted, by doing Pathfinder Society, you get Pathfinder points that you can use to redeem like special abilities in game and stuff in Pathfinder games, Pathfinder Society games, for anybody who plays Pathfinder Society. And also, there's a high chance for Inquisitor because Book of the Dead. Yeah. That is a possibility, but I kind of want to say, I honestly see Inquisitor also could be kind of lumped in that whole, it could become an archetype type of deal.
Yeah, 100%. I was actually talking to some, I chipped my own teeth, and chipped like bit my own teeth. I've definitely seen some conversations in, of course, the greater Paizo discords. Now, here's the thing. We don't have more information than you guys have. We just talk about it a lot. Yeah. And the two theories about the Inquisitor, if we're going to get it, is that one group believes it's going to be its own class. And considering how awesome the judgment system was, I would love to see what Pathfinder 2nd Edition could bring us with this judgment system, especially with the 3-action economy. Like, here's these really cool declarations and debuffs, and then I'm going to activate the judgment. And the other thing is that it may instead be a cleric doctrine, which is honestly, like, as much as it wouldn't be as fun as a standalone class, it would make sense. The cleric right now only has the cloistered and the war priest. Yeah. It kind of needs more. And the judgment, we might lose the judgment system, but I think the Inquisitor would bring something unique to a cleric.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I could see the Inquisitor becoming a doctrine of the cleric, acting as either a rogue type cleric or honestly a ranger type cleric, a kind of a range martial melee version of a cleric. Or I could even see the Inquisitor as one of the subclasses of, a champion.
I thought about that as well. We definitely talked about this. So right now it looks like we have 3 variations, and I'm gonna first to say it. I love the idea of the Inquisitor being a standalone. Right now, as it looks, and please, if you guys have theories, ideas, whatever, put them in the chat. Come at us. We'll talk about it. Yeah. I feel like the cleric is definitely the healer / group support. Even as a war priest, they're capable of fighting, capable of wearing armor, but the cleric spell list is so delicious. But I think it really more focuses on damage dealing, support, buffing, and healing. Champion, the one regrettable fact is that their damage does not keep the pace with fighters and barbarians, but their defense is bananas. Their retributions, their awesome shield stances, they are definitely a divine tank. Cleric's divine support. It would make a lot of sense for the Inquisitor to be divine burst DPS like a rogue kind of thing, with the judgments making some really cool in-game kind of currency.
Yeah, I could really see Inquisitor as a range martial option for a champion, because honestly, champions with melee weapons, range martial weapons like bow and arrow can be absolutely sick.
Oh yeah.
But I also want to say, I could also see it as an archetype, and having the different archetype feats that you pick up you could pick up, let's say, it's going to call it the Inquisitor tree, being the different judgments.
Very, very true. Now, speaking of the Inquisitor, because I know that's kind of the hot button topic for this minute, Adam Jenner says that they would prefer a Ranger's Edge instead of a Cleric Doctrine and gain the judgments on the hunted prey. I think that could be very interesting. However, I don't know if it fits the Ranger theme. Now, this does actually bring up, I think, Adam, a really good point. What if we had, the Inquisitor doing its own thing with either the Cleric Doctrine or its own thing, but we give the Ranger a divine hunter concept. So they start getting some access to maybe some champion abilities, or maybe even some similar functioning aspects, or some maybe a very limited healing font, and still have things like the ability to track and do more damage to a marked prey. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's one of the really cool things about the Ranger, which I'm really excited once we get to the Ranger deep dive class video, that they're really good at taking down targets one by one. Not dealing with them all at once, just focusing on one, take that out, then move on to the next target.
Yeah, and it's funny because people sleep on the Ranger. Always do. And I get them. I get the reason. I get the math. Ever since 3.5, Rangers have always been a little lackluster. Sure, your skills are so much better than a fighter, but you could just be a fighter rogue and get kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And we all know the other edition suffers from Rangers a lot. Now, if you don't care and you're just playing to have fun, I salute you because that's the point. But everyone always complains at the end of the game, the Ranger doesn't really have the same combative staying power as any other range class or fighter with a bow and arrow. But 2E does this really awesome thing where they get rid of the spells for Rangers that were there to kind of help their damage, but were never good or reliable. So they have no magic, but they're so much better. Like Michael Powell said, at one-on-one combat with their mark for prey, the flurry. Oh my God. If you get 2 weapon wielding or even just 1 weapon wielding and you have them be flurrying, I think max level, we talked about this, the penalties that you take for flurry ranger is so much smaller than anything else. Your 3 hits are for sure going to do damage, for sure going to hit, potentially even crit all 3 times. It is insane.
Rangers have the most potential to lower their multiple attack penalties. And also another thing about Rangers is, they're, like I said, they're really good at taking down single targets one by one. They're not great at, like, say, you have 5 opponents coming at the Ranger at once. A Ranger won't be able to hold them off. That's why you play in groups. That's why you have other players taking on the role of, champions or fighters or other frontline classes. And you're just in the back saying, okay, you're holding them off. I will take them out.
Yeah. And hey, you know what? Sometimes the best way to win a fight against a group of people is to drop each one of them individually as fast as possible. And the Ranger's very good at that. That being said, I do want to say hello to a new person, first timer in the chat, Stiletto Assassin, as well as the Transosaurus Rex, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. So great to see you guys in the chat. And thank you. I hope we keep seeing you and keep talking to the Discord. Reap Psyche says, I can't remember, does PF2E do the favored enemy and favored terrain thing for Rangers?
No. A favored terrain, yes, but not favored enemy. And also, I kind of want to correct you a little bit on one thing, PJ, about the Ranger.
Sure. Yeah.
You said that they don't have any magic. They do, but they're focus spells. Because I know this because one of my favorite ones was the focus spell I took in our one-shot in Daltonshire. I love Gravity Weapon. Gravity Weapon basically makes your first attack, like, it just bumps up the amount of dice you get to throw.
Oh, yeah. And again, Pathfinder 2E has been hearing all the complaints about D&D 5e and how much the Ranger is lackluster. And and focus spells are weird.
Yeah.
Like, they're spells and they're not spells. Like, what is it? The Paladin gets a bunch of really awesome focus spells, like Litany Against Wrath or something. But they're not. It's not really like a spell slot.
But if you want to, throw fat damage, get that. It's a first level feat, and it's a focus spell. So which means, you're only probably going to be able to pop it off early level once per round, but it does last for 1 minute, and then after combat, just focus for 10 minutes to get back that focus point, and just pop it off at the next combat.
Yeah. It's so good. And you also get, I think, expert in perception, some really good expert proficiencies and some other things. You get, the really awesome Hunter's Edge, which helps you do a lot of damage. I had a specific thought. Oh, and more than anything else, it makes the Ranger so good. They have the exact same HP progression as the fighter. You're not squishy at all. You're actually pretty tanky. Shonibus on Edge of Legends actually has over 50 HP, and she's only level 4. So you're not risking anything.
She needs that whenever she's at the edge of a cliff or something.
Or when she steps in front of the big bad evil guy all alone, and he crits her on his first ever introduction. That was I wish that was planned. It was not. Roll the 20.
All right. My next theory though for the new class is I kind of want to say like a shaman class or something like that. Because, this theory comes from the the upcoming the upcoming releases, and the very last release is, I believe, a new adventure path that's going to be taking place in the lands of the Mammoth Lords.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's gonna be so much fun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I will. You know what? I'm going to add one more theory. I kind of also want to say it might end up being something like a warlord, mainly for the fact that there is that was it Kingmaker remake that's been delayed but still scheduled to be coming out at some point.
That's very true. Yeah, if you guys remember when we covered, I think the PaizoCon Online America back in June or July, one of the announcements was Pathfinder is being remade for 2E, and I'm super stoked because I've always wanted to play Kingmaker, never got to play Kingmaker, and now that it's in 2E, oh god, I'm so excited. If you couldn't tell from the unusual amount of flexing I do when I get excited.
Adam Generator posted an Outwit Edge fits really well for Urban Rangers. Dude, I love playing my Urban Rangers. As you can probably tell, I play Rufus, basically an Urban Ranger.
It was really cool because I always feel like going out in the wilderness, that's fun, that's exciting, yeah. But I feel like a D&D campaign is in a city setting, it's more, I don't know, it's more intimate. It's more nuanced. Yeah. I like it.
Any other theories? How about you, PJ, from your side?
Well, I do want to say one thing that Reef Psyche put in the chat, because I do agree with this about the Ranger. I'll paraphrase. They basically got rid of the favored enemy. It's probably a good thing because the language of favored enemy did kind of sound a little bit problematic. Yeah. It's like, you hate this one group of people so much, you're better at killing them. Like, can we do that better? Anyway, so I'm glad they got rid of that, and they basically accomplished the same thing more universally.
Yeah.
My theory is this. I'm reluctant on the hybrid classes, like the Shaman. Don't get me wrong, Blood Rager, my favorite class from PF1 to this day, because the destruction that a Blood Rager Dragon Disciple could unleash upon this world is horrifying. Yeah. But I think that with all the amazing creativity that we've seen Paizo put in Pathfinder 2E, that having hybrid classes feels like it's just kind of selling short what they're capable of, you know? Like, yeah, a Blood Rager is exactly a barbarian with sorcerer bloodlines. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. I wonder if there's a different way we could do that.
I kind of want to say, why not just put Blood Rager as a barbarian subclass or even an archetype? You just need to have access to the rage ability and maybe spellcasting to be a Blood Rager.
Yeah, I mean, and let's be legit. Now that free archetypes are a thing, and they're so good, you can be a barbarian sorcerer very easily, and you don't have to worry about how they've kind of number crunched the math and did the weird things. You get both worlds automatically. So, but that being said, my theory, Inquisitor, and I agree with what my brain is already farting, Adam Generator said about the Inquisitor, because they're doing the Deadlands soon, the land of Geb. That kind of makes sense. I also feel like we might be getting a brand new class that we've never seen, because we got the Inventor. And I want to say if there was a Warlord, it was an archetype of fighter.
Martial. It's basically Martial.
We get the Martial archetype, but I know like the Warlord itself was a fighter archetype in PF1. So basically it was like a substitution class.
Yeah, Warlord basically is, I think, if you want to translate to what we have now, fighter investigator.
Yeah, kind of like that, with some more combat stuff. So I think they might be creating a new variant of that. Inquisitor. I don't think there's any other advanced classes they haven't released yet in some form or function. Other than that, if they do the Scion classes, I would rather they do all in one book than do some now and then some later.
I kind of want to say, because like my two theories for Psionics is just release a Psionic class, and the Mesmerist could be probably end up being like one of the subclasses, or it could just end up Mesmerus being an archetype. I could definitely see that if Mesmerus is not just the focal point of a class itself.
Yeah, like I could definitely see it being like the Scientist, and the Scientist breaks into like, spiritualist or
Kineticist.
yeah, kineticist, but medium, like a medium, someone, because I think there was like a spiritualist kind of worked like a medium, seance kind of person.
I kind of want to say, was it a spiritualist and that other one you said? That's basically a cultist or summoner at this point.
Yeah, to a degree. Now, I do want to address something that Adam Jenner said in the chat. Warlord was a D&D 40 class. That is correct. It was. It was a martial class of the leader type. The leader type is usually the people that heal. But since he was a martial character and didn't have any aspect magic, he would only provide temp HP. He would also do things like push certain characters and switch them up, but his big way of healing was just give you a dummy thick shield of temp HP. But that being said, though, I believe there was a Pathfinder 1 archetype of the fighter that if it wasn't a warlord, it might have been something similar, but irrelevant. Really comes down to what is the niche that they are going to fill, right? Because we have 3 tanks that do damage: fighter, champion, and barbarian, and they do it differently. We have the 3 healers that do different, 3 support, if you will: druid, cleric, and bard. They support differently, but they all have access to the heal and harm spell, at least the heal spell. You have your different melee DPS, the ranger, the monk, the rogue, swashbuckler. Now, with the Secrets of Magic coming out, we have more to add to the offensive, defensive casters. So it's not just wizard and witch. Now you have magus and summoner. And let me tell you guys, if you haven't already bought your PDF of Secrets of Magic, it's been delayed because of the COVID stuff. The physical books are coming in early September. Go out and get it. I've heard some things from Paizo. You're not only just going to get the Magus, which has been improved, but the Summoner, which has been improved. You're also going to get a buttload of new spells, a buttload of new magical items, and you're not only going to get the archetype of the Magus and Summoner for multiclassing.
Yeah.
They are going to be giving archetypes that are going to change how you cast magic. I'm not going to give spoilers, but if you want to have an OC that's not just a wizard, but like maybe they cast magic through like components, or you want to have like things where you just get sudden bursts of magic depending on where you are in the world, they're going to be releasing new archetypes that change and increase how you cast your spells. It's going to be very cool. I want it. I want it with all my power.
Adam Jenner posted that they would love to see a well-done medium. I don't know, because I don't know about the medium, meaning for a fact that we already have the witch.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
I think, Adam Jenner also mentioned the summoner, and I feel like a medium would be a combination of a summoner and a witch, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. Honestly, I kind of want, if anything, we need to see what we don't have, not what we already do have, if anything.
Yeah. Adam Jenner does say, that's the spiritualist. I keep getting the spiritualist and the medium confused. Thank you. I don't know why I keep getting them confused. I guess because I think the spiritualist does a seance and gets spirits to embody them, and I keep thinking that's what mediums would do. They would do a seance. But
honestly, even with spiritualists, we have the Oracle already with the summoner.
True. Well, I think what's interesting is, and this is what the hope is, we have found, everyone keeps saying, when is Pathfinder 2e going to get a warlock? And it's we don't need it, though, do we? We have a magus, which is essentially a hex blade in mechanics.
Yeah.
We have a witch, which is basically warlock of the...
Sorry.
Pact. Yeah, no, you're right. Pact of the Chain and Pact of the Tome all in one. And if you want to get, more flavor on the pact that you have, with someone... You can kind of talk about that through the sorcerer and all the bloodlines they get. We have everything from mechanics to fluff already represented in 3 different classes. And if you just want a warlock, yeah, you could probably get some unique feats for that.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've done it to death already in better ways.
Warlock, honestly, it's just at this point with Pathfinder, it's a label. Just call your magus a warlock. Call your witch a warlock. One of the most ridiculous things I've seen thus far is people complaining, well, I can't be a witch because I'm a guy. Dude, you can still play. I played a witch.
See, here's why I call shenanigans, because even in the book, at least if I recall the words in the book, they mention that gender has nothing to do about being a witch. So,
yeah, Journey North, I played a witch. Lami was, when he transformed, he was technically a witch.
That's right. Adam Generator is saying the kineticist was the warlock. I can kind of see it. The kineticist was definitely the range caster blaster. They were insane. Reap Psyche says, I think what they want is a character that gets their spells back for nothing, but honestly, which is 100% close enough. I agree. If you also like the staggered limited spell casting that Warlock's got, the Magus has that exact same system in the playtest. Adam Generator says, and Warlock and 5e are really boring to play.
I also want to say, witches, they even have patrons. Their connection to their patron is literally their familiar.
Yes.
Yay.
And they get so much from their patron. And it's not just like those stupid, let's be honest, sometimes the memes get a little redundant. Like, ooh, sugar daddy spell person. Stop it. Get more creative. But yes, and you know what? Yeah, witches get that and more. Yeah, they get spells. They get lessons as well. They get mysteries. They get a pet that holds all their spells like a magic bank. They get cool magical hair and fingernails that can kill people. Like, step up your game. Do better, because Pathfinder's already there.
I even kind of want to say, hey, if you want to play Warlock, play a Sorcerer who has a Bloodline of the Hag.
100%.
Yeah. Curses that last.
Or even this, like, because let's be honest, what are the patrons in the other game, right? You have the Fiend. What you want devil or demon, because you get both bloodlines as a sorcerer. The Celestial Pact, it's called the Angelic Bloodline, and honestly it does more. Oh, what's this, the old one? Ooh, Hag, Aberrant, literally any occult bloodline, and it's going to give you a lot more like fluff than Cthulhu's baby daddy's child. Like, it's don't get me wrong, I want to see what kind of feats that we can make with a warlock in 2e. But I don't think, besides that, and honestly, that should be an archetype, I don't think we really need it in 2e. I think we've done it already.
I just want to, you know what, I want to put a pin on this, saying that with the whole, I can't be a witch because I'm a guy. Gender is just a social construct.
Even more so, Pathfinder 2e is so trans-friendly. Like, they have an in-game statted item. It's a potion. And it lets you change your alter your physical gender to what you want it to be, to what it has always been. So, like, if you're like, well, gender is a thing, it's not. Hell, you can drink potions, you can cast spells that prove it's not. So who cares?
Yeah.
Play a witch.
But yeah, you know what? Other than that, after that, that bit of a tangent there. So yeah, honestly, like I said, we had I kind of want to say we have kind of like the divine classes with Lost Omens, Gods and Magic stuff, and also the Advanced Player's Guide. And the Advanced Player's Guide also gave us I kind of want to say the quote unquote rogue type classes. Then we have now we have Secrets of Magic. We have the spellcasting side of things, and then we have Marshall's range, quote unquote ranger stuff with guns and gears. Honestly, stuff that we don't have, I kind of want to say, is the occult psionic stuff, or a melee, just straight up martial melee, stuff. Those are the two we don't have right now.
Last thought. This might be a hint of something to come. But I think it'd be kind of dope if you had a guy whose entire, or a class, I should say, a class whose entire thing is runes and tattoos.
Isn't that RuneScarred though, the archetype?
An archetype so far it's an archetype, but I want to say like, well, you know what? More on that as it develops. Until then, it is about that time, so we're going to call it here. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in about our first ever open box. Please go to the Humble Bundle link. I'll put up again. It's for Comic Book for Kids charity. Today's the last day. $50 gives you this awesome box, literally everything I just showed you, and over 50 files you can use to play your own amazing Starfinder campaign from home. And until then, Mr. Michael Powell, please tell them who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, as always, when I'm I am the dastardly dashing Michael Powell. You can find me all over the internet on my social media, which is at Mr. Kapow. That's MrKapao, or my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Michael Powell Does Stuff, because I do a lot of stuff, like my YouTube channel, Fantastic Tales of Adventure. And when I'm not here ranting about gender being a social construct and other stuff here with PJ, Thursdays I am on the Toyzilla Network channel for Toyzilla Live, where we talk about your toy news and just more nostalgia stuff, really. So yeah, hope to see you there.
Hope to see you all there as well. Also, looking back on this, I think I gave the wrong link all these times, so I'm going to fix that right now. Well, no, because I gave the link when I bought it. Good thing is I already used those codes, so you can't use them. Haha. But you can use that one instead. That'll get you there all the time. I'm PJ, and sometimes I mess up. Sometimes I mess up a lot, but I'm doing my best. And you can find me all over the internet at pj.mcgaw. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can find me here Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, with my friend, Mr. Michael Powell, as well as Sydney, Sam, Ian, and Kylie, as we have our flagship Pathfinder 2nd Edition show, Edge of Legend. And the Green War is kicking off. The beginning of the end is hit, and the big bad evil guy is taking the stage. So tune in to see where this goes. It's going to be crazy, crazy awesome. Also, this Friday, let me make sure I get this correct, because I've already been batting 0 and 2 today. Oh my God. Oh man. Everyone at Paizo, I apologize. I'm doing my best, and man, oh man, it has been rough. So Friday night, you can find me at twitch.tv/The Bard's Playhouse as I play Vampire the Masquerade with some friends. Ashley the Bard, the storyteller will be the DMB, Zachary Vondos, Serene Breyer, and Emily Thomas. I'll be playing a Ventru, someone who is a media mogul and entrepreneur tyrant, which is perfect for a Ventru in today's day and age. And see what happens when a bunch of us are on a boat, mother truckers, this Friday, Bard's Playhouse, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it'll be 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, we have more announcements hopefully as things go. And until then, I look forward to seeing you same Nat time, same Nat channel here at the table. Bye.